Math this week is all about money, second graders. It's going to help you with place value, addition, subtraction, and also understanding money. First, before you ask, yes, this is real money that I'm working with, and sure, you can have it. Oh, sorry, you can't. So, the awesome thing about working with money is it goes directly with what you've been doing with place value already. $1 is 100 cents, which is the same as 100. You also have dimes. Your dime is worth 10 cents. That's the same as your tens. Now, nickels are a little tricky. We don't necessarily think of them in place value, but you guys understand fives. So a nickel is 5 cents, which is a 5. It's half of a 10. And then, of course, you also have pennies. Pennies worth 1 cent. They're like your ones. So everything you've been working on in place value, you can review and continue to work on when we work on money this week. So the first thing that's going to come up, we'll be doing a little bit of equivalent, meaning numbers that are equal to each other. So you're going to do some work where, say, you might have 2 nickels. How much is 2 nickels worth? 10 cents. Can you think of another coin that's worth the same amount? Sure. A dime is worth the same amount. Now, could you have a lot more coins worth the same amount? Sure. You could have a bunch of pennies. You could have 10 pennies and it would be worth the same. So some of your work this week will be finding equivalence with money. This comes up sometimes in life when, say, maybe you need 25 cents for something and you don't necessarily need a quarter. You could have 2 dimes and a nickel. You could have 25 pennies. It'd be kind of heavy, but it would work. You also this week are going to be working on adding and subtracting with money. Now, money is all about how much you have, how much you spend, how much more you need. So for example, maybe I have 52 cents and I would like to get a chocolate bar when I next go to the grocery store. You guys don't necessarily go to the grocery store right now, but maybe you could ask your mom or dad to get you something. And you know it's 75 cents. So you have 75 cents is your goal and you have 52 cents. And you think, how much more money do I need? This is just like problems you've done before where you're finding a difference or trying to get to a number. You might set it up on a number line. 52 to get to 75. Hey, this is making me think of our jumps and leaps. So I could do 52 plus 10, that's 62, plus 10, that's 72. Ooh, and then 73, 74, 75. 1, 1, 1. So I jumped 10, 20, 23. So I need 23 more cents. That's a type of problem you might work on this week. You don't have to do it that method, by the way. Remember, we have lots of different strategies for solving our problems. Now, you also might have some problems where maybe you're adding some numbers together. This is something you also worked on last week. So maybe I had that 52 cents. That's what I found, just in my own pocket. And then I went, what if I searched all my pants pockets and all my coat pockets to see what spare change I have in there? I sometimes have a few pennies and nickels and dimes in there. And I discovered that I had 45 cents in all my coat pockets and pant pockets and all the other spots. Maybe I checked under the couch cushions. So I'm now adding these together. This is like the work you've done already, working on adding 2-digit numbers. One thing you can do, remember there's so many methods. You can add up your tens and your ones. 5 plus 4, that's going to be 9. 2 plus 5 is 7. I will say in your math, they have you do the tens first. I kind of recommend, and it's going to be natural to your parents too, to do the ones first. I think it's just a good habit to be in. But still, you now know that you have 97 cents. That's not the only way to add 52 and 45. I know a lot of you kind of like thinking like this. So you have 52 and 45. You want to see how much money you have total? And you do your ones first. 2 and 5 is 7. Then you do your tens. So this is 40 and 50. 40 plus 50 is 90. Add those together. 97 cents. My handwriting's kind of bad when I try to write that way. And another final method, let's try a trickier problem. Let's say you had 75 cents that you were going to spend on that chocolate bar at the store. And then you go, you know what? I don't need that candy. I could save it for something later. I would rather get a cookie at the bakery. So you save up your money. You have that 75 cents. All week long, you scrounge around for change. Maybe check your change cups and things around the house. And you wind up with 68 more cents. Immediately you might notice, ooh, that's a little more tricky, Ms. Dickey, the 5 and the 8. You're still going to use a similar method, right? You can still do your ones like this, 5 plus 8. What's 5 plus 8? 13. This is 60, because it's in the tens place, plus 70. Remember, you can think, well, what's 6 plus 7? I'm going to think doubles plus 1. 6 plus 7. Ooh, 6 plus 7 is also 13. That's kind of cool. 6 plus 7 is 13, but this was 60 plus 70, so it's actually not 13, it's 130. Now, I add together these numbers. 130 plus 13 equals 143 cents. Now, when we're talking about money, see, it's so juicy when we're working with money. 143 cents. We could change that around. If you have 100 cents, you can turn that into a dollar, right? This is where those equivalents come in. So you don't just have 100 cents, you have $1 and 43 cents. Nice, right? So throughout the week, you have lots of different problems where you're adding, you're subtracting, you're finding equivalents. It all comes down to the money though, so have fun. Remember that if you're done doing the packet work, you can also do things like, hey, take a money jar, figure out how much you have. What's the easiest way to count it all up? If you could take it to a bank and exchange it so that you had fewer coins, what's the simplest you could get? What's the simplest set of dollars and coins you could get to get the equivalent amount? So, lots of fun to be had with money. I hope you have a great week with math. Good luck!